Crossroads, the core of Western philosophical thought. I will describe the ancient Greek schools of thought centered in Athens in the 4th century BCE. There were many schools, but the most important were 4. In this, I follow Zeller, an influential model well established in our understanding of our history. The 4 great philosophers were Plato, Zeno of Citium, Epicurus, and Aristotle. Plato started the academy. Zeno ranted in front of a Stoa and started the Stoic school. Epicurus discoursed on his porch. His is the garden school. Aristotle strolled with students at a Lyceum, also referred to as the Peripatetic school. Plato thought that there was another realm, a realm of forms that is superior to the mundane human realm. Plato thought the good could be found only there. Aristotle was concrete thinking, not what is the good, but what is the good of man. If the function of man is an activity of the soul, human good is rational activity in accordance with virtue. Nicomachean Ethics, Book 1, Chapter 7. Zeno of Citium, the non-Athenian, discoursing in the public square, agreed with Aristotle that the good is the character of the person, and went further than Aristotle, as we will see. In addition, the Stoics made 3 other points. We are the source of our own good or evil. Life is short, and the difference between master and slave is a matter of taste. Epicurus, the Athenian, liked to sit around and rationally discuss matters with friends. He was rational, like Aristotle, but sedentary and self-absorbed, unlike Zeno, who went out into the world. Plato used the cave analogy to explain how it is that the sheep can see the good as light pouring in from a window high in a temple or tabernacle. And Plato wrote for posterity Socrates' idea of some personal daimon or spirit that we now know of as fundamentalism. Aristotle, correctly, divided the world into things that are close and important to one's virtue, from things that are far and unimportant, calling the latter indifferent to one's virtue. But among some indifferents, like wealth or friends, they are preferred indifference. Zeno was a student of Crates, a cynic. Cynics held the more extreme position that even preferred indifferents are still indifferent, and that virtue is sufficient for happiness. And the Stoics, perhaps in response to Plato, called the world a fantasia, a fantasy created by the eyes. We are in charge of how we interpret the world. Epicurus sat around and rationally discussed matters among compatriots. Epicureans did not believe in God or the good, and nor did he inform us how to create one's character in the world, but sat and ate pleasantly and talked. He advocated small families. Epicurus followed in the footsteps of 2 people, Democritus, who invented the theory of atoms, and Aristippus, the scion of Socrates, who advocated pleasure. Aristippus started the hedonist school. Pleasure is the best thing, said Aristippus. Epicurus did not go so far as to say that pleasure is the best, but that at least we should try to avoid pain. Stoicism had a more extreme predecessor, cynicism, and Epicureanism had a more extreme predecessor, hedonism. How hedonism is part of Epicureanism and how cynicism is part of Stoicism will be treated in the next video. Today, in the 21st century, while there remain some fundamentalists, they are rare. The majority of Western civil society is agnostic, rational, pleasure-seeking, and delinquent at reproduction. In short, we live now in an Epicurean world.